I know a lot of people have been saying they're having problems using a burning paste. I use burning paste quite a lot, a wood burning paste. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to use. There are some really useful tips and tricks to be able to get the best out of it. I've got 4 plywood coasters here and I'm going to make some coaster dragons. What I do with mine first is I give them a light sand, and that's to remove any little bits that you might not be able to see that are coming up, that are going to stop or prevent your burning paste adhering. But also, if there's any grease or fingerprints or anything like that on there, it will help remove those, and then you get a much neater finish. Doesn't take long, and this is just a fine grit sandpaper. This stage is what I would do whenever I'm using it on anything. Any type of wood, I would always give it a sand first. And when you've got that done, it's really important to remove the dust away from them as well, because if not, that will create a little barrier. And the last thing you want is a little barrier. And try and avoid touching them anymore, or the surface of them anymore, with your fingers. So now we've got that done, I like to use vinyl as something to block mine out with. And I cut these out on my Cricut. So all I'm going to do now is take the back off that like that. And then I can pop that on there like that. Give that a good rub down with a spatula, making sure it's really well adhered. And then there's one more tip I need to show you after that. I'll get all 4 of those done, and then I'll show you what the next tip is before you start applying this. So the next thing I'll do is I'll take a soft piece of cloth like this, or a bit of tissue paper, and then I'll run that quite firmly over all these edges to make sure that's really adhered down, because I don't want any bleeding, or as little bleeding as I can possibly get with that paste. So once that's on, I can start prepping. Now, I'm going to get myself a bit of paper, because I want to work on a bit of paper here, like that. Now I've got my gloves on, I've also got a piece of sponge, and it's just a piece of scourer sponge that I'm using here, because you want a really thin layer of this on here. You don't need to mix your paste, because that should already be lovely and mixed. And all I do is I sponge that on like that. See? So by sponging it on, you're getting a much more even coat and a thinner coat than you would if you're using a brush. Because the last thing you want to do is use too much of it, because it creates too much carbon. Or the other thing you don't want to do is if you have it on too thick, what will happen is it won't dry evenly and it will bubble up. And it must be, absolutely, it must be dry before you start to colour it. So that's a really nice thin coat. What I'll do is I will then put another thin coat on all the rest, and I'll let these dry. If you want to speed it up drying, use a hairdryer, not a heat gun. But if you use a hairdryer, you can actually speed it up drying. And this way, if you put a bit too much on one place, you can take it off with the sponge and just go over it and make sure it's all nice and even. I mean, look how lovely and even they are. And to be honest, it's so much quicker, and you don't use as much product, and it goes a lot longer. I've had this jar for ages, and I do this quite often. The only trouble is with a plywood like this, is a very pale wood, so you do get some residue burning around it, which can be a bit frustrating, but I'll show you a method in a minute to avoid that, and I'll do that on the other side of these. Now, if you don't do it like this, and you don't remember to sand it first, you will get some patchy finishes to it. So I'm quite happy with that at the moment, with that coverage. But what I'm going to do is quickly dry those with a hairdryer. And now they're dry with a hairdryer, what I'm going to do is go over it a second time, put another really thin coat on everywhere. And then leave that to dry. You can see where you go in the second time, because it goes a little bit more darker. They're all nice and dry now, but before I go ahead and take my vinyl off, what I'm going to do is clear off any of the residue paste off this vinyl. And the reason is, when I take that vinyl off, I don't want to get any of that paste onto this wood anywhere, because if I do, then when I heat it up, it's going to burn in those marks. And this is another really important step. You can take down stencils and do it with stencils, but I find with stencils it does tend to bleed under it a little bit more, and you don't get such a crisp finish to it. And you can have a little production line of these going on if you want to make them for craft fairs or family events and things like that. So you can make 100 of them if you wanted to, and then put the stuff on, let it dry, then wipe it off and then burn it. But I mean, I'm doing 4 here because I will use these coasters in and around the house. That's all nice and clean now, so I don't have to worry at all about spreading that paste around anywhere. I'm going to take my gloves off. Don't need them on at the moment. I will again in a minute. Then I'm going to take off my burning paste. Now you see, my vinyl has not covered right over the edge. So I've got a line there of where it has gone on, the paste has gone on. I'm going to sand that out a little bit in a minute. So there we go. We've got a nice clean image now. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll do the rest, and then I'm going to show you what to do next. So what I'm now doing is I've got my heat gun here and I'm going to warm it up slightly. I'm working on a heat-proof surface. If you don't have one of these tiles, then you could work on a tile or something that you don't mind if it gets a little bit scorched. So once that's warm, all I'm doing is going over one of them like this and heating up the wood and burning that wood. You've got no bits of spattering. You've also got no bits of blending and burning elsewhere. And what you've got is a really well finished black burnt silhouette. Look at that. Looks amazing. Don't overburn it either, because if you do, you will mark the rest of your thing. Once you've got it to the colour that you want it, that's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll do the other 3, and then I'll show you another method that you can do, which is a great method on the other side of these. Well, they're all nicely burnt now, and as you can see, they're looking great. I love the way that they've come out. All I'm going to do now is turn them over, and I'm going to prep them in exactly the same way as I prepped them before, by giving them a good sanding. So what I'm doing different this time is I've got some of this thin blue masking tape. I use this a lot, and I'm going to go around each one of the edges like this, so it's fully covered like that. And I'm going to make sure that that's put down quite firm. None of that edge hopefully will be exposed. Now they're all marked off, what I'm going to do is, before I do anything else to them, is give them a couple of coats of acrylic paint. And that's why I've taped these edges off, because I want a wood border around it. I'm using just normal art paint here, and I'm using gold because it's a mythical dragon. There we go, so we've got a cover of gold paint on there. I'll let that dry, and then I'll give it a second thin coat of this paint. Well, these have had their second coat now, and what I'm going to do is let them dry. Now, ideally, you want to let them dry overnight, because you're going to put a piece of vinyl over them, and you don't want to be pulling the paint off. But I'm going to dry these with a hairdryer, and then leave them for about 10-15 minutes before I put the vinyl on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to be enough, because you might see when I pull the vinyl up, I pull all the paint off. Well, these are all painted now, and they should be lovely and dry. What I did was I took my dogs out for a walk and then went over them with a hairdryer. So hopefully that's dried them, but we'll soon find out if it hasn't. So we've got that one up that way, and that's the same dragon, and all I'm going to do is put that on there. I'm not taking the blue tape off yet, because I don't need to. That'll help protect those edges against any wayward bits of me putting that stuff on. And now I'm going to go through exactly the same process as I did before, pushing them down, making sure they're on there, going around all the edges, and then I'll show you what I do next to try and get the burn in it. Well, they're all now ready for me to put the paste on. If you're going to use this technique, what you can't do is have a really thick layer of acrylic paint on there. You need to be really staining the wood, which is what I've done here. And again, I'm going to go over it like this, putting a thin layer on, even thin layer, letting that dry, and then once that's dry, put a second layer on. So they're all dry, and what they should look like is this once they're finished, because as you can see, I've got that border going all the way around them, and you can see where the burning paste is, and that's really easy. to get off again exactly the same way as you did before, and then pick off the masking tape, the blue tape that you've got on the edges. So now they're all dry and I've taken all the backing off. I'm ready to carry on and do this stage. So all I've got is my heat gun on, and now I'm going to heat the wood a little bit around everywhere before I concentrate in any particular area. Keep it moving all the time, and that way you're not going to singe your wood as much as you would normally. Work in a well ventilated area as well when you're working on these. That's really important. Or have an extractor fan on, or your air purifier or something like that, because it's really important to make sure that you're not breathing this in. I've got my extractor fan on at the moment. I'm having to edit the sound out at the moment. They're burnt on there now permanently. Even if you run your finger over it, it's not going to remove that. So you've got that side like that, which I like, and the gold kind of shimmers through the burn. Or you've got that side again, which I also like. So you've got two different choices. Now, how do I finish these off? I'm going to show you that now. It did pull some of that paint off a little bit in places, but I'm not too worried about that. I actually don't mind it. I'm going to quickly put my mask on because I'm going to be spraying. And all you need to do is give a light spray over it. Going this way. And then going this way. And leave that to dry. And then once that's dry, do the other side. Well, these are all lovely and dry now, both sides. I'm really pleased how they've come out. I'm not sure which side you like the best. I like both sides, to be honest, and they work brilliantly as coasters. I think I like the gold side as much as I like the black side, and nothing of that is going to come off on your hands or anything like that, because it's all nice and sealed, and they make wonderful coasters. So it's really easy to do, and that is the best way to use any of those burning wood pastes. There are some out there that are quite cheap and they're not very good. They splatter and sputter and don't give a great effect. I'll link the one that I used in the description below if you want to get hold of it. It works on most woods, on real woods, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. Be sure to check out the video I've got coming up next. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your crafting. Take care. Bye.